Hey guys, what's up? This is Mel, and I'm here to talk about Supernatural, episode 1203, titled The Foundry, which premiered Thursday, October 27th, 2016 on the CW. Guys, quick reminder, I'm recording this within the same night that I watched the episode for the first time, so you are getting my first genuine impression and reaction of this episode. Also, this is being made for fun. No profit is coming out of this. This is just a fun little way for me to make predictions, share my thoughts, and then record it so that later on I can always see if my predictions ever panned out later on in the season, or if my thoughts on the episode changes due to outside influences later on. And it's great to see what I first thought about it. So with that said, let's start with the 10-minute clock and let's begin. So what is something new that we learned in this episode? So this episode we see Mary struggling to all adjustments of being back. With it, she thinks that hunting will help, and she finds a case in Minnesota. Sam and Dean try to shelter Mary. Mary is floored with how different hunting is done now than how she was used to it back before, back in the 80s, I'm guessing. But ultimately, Mary is the one who kind of goes with her gut and figures out the case, even though it's her sons who kind of finish it off to save her from being possessed by the ghosts they were hunting. But even if all that was said and done, Mary ultimately leaves Sam and Dean to venture on her own for a little while, claiming that she's mourning the life she once knew, the life that she knew back in 1983. Apparently, before she was brought back to life, she was in heaven reliving that life with her two little boys and her husband. Though not sure if it was actually John's soul that she was reliving it all up in heaven, like they said two souls can share the same heaven, or if it's just her memory of John that she was living it out with. Anyways, other side of what happened in the episode was Castiel following a lead on Lucifer in Cleveland. He's definitely gotten a bit better at impersonating an FBI agent, yet he's not really good with picking names for his aliases. Anyways, he runs into Crowley, they end up teaming up, and they follow their lead to a cabin where Rowena is by herself, moments after she had banished Lucifer to an ocean by her hybrid spell that she created. It's just a temporary fix, though. But she does agree to help Castiel and Crowley send Lucifer back, but she's not going to do the legwork. The moment that they corner him, and then she'll help do that final step to send him back to hell. So there's that. What was the most shocking moment of the episode for me? The fact that Mary said that she was leaving. I wasn't expecting that. I thought she'd want to spend more time with her sons, getting to know them, and see the type of men and hunters that they grew up to be. So the fact that she says that she wants to leave, when I'm thinking it's been probably less than a week since she's been back, is surprising. Because I think it's only between last episode, between 12:02 and 12:03, I'm thinking it's maybe a night or two in between, because Mary she was given John's journal, and then she was still in 12:02, and then she was still reading it in 12:03 with the long hair. So I'm thinking at most 2 nights she was spent reading it. But yeah, and then who knows how long it actually took them to find Sam. So I really think timeline-wise, she's only been with them for maybe less than a week, pushing it for more than a week. But yeah. Moving on, though, top 3 favorite moments. Because of the news of Mary leaving, I'd have to say that bunker breakfast moment between Sam, Dean, and Mary has to be one of my favorites, especially the whole bacon and haircut banter and clips. How it was really apparent of how similar they were with each other. Dean even makes the comment over the fact that we are so related, based off the bacon reaction. And then also later on, when in the car, you see Dean introducing Mary to all the roadside snacks and her trying his favorites and liking it, and then her later turning up the rock music moments after Sam tells Dean to turn it down. So it really felt like they were clicking, meshing like a family. So I really like that we got to see something like that, and it just makes it more precious after Mary's announcement at the end of the episode. Another favorite of mine has to be the fact that we got to see the old school versus the new school way of hunting. We know how Sam and Dean hunt with all their technology. We're used to that. But then we got to see through Mary how she does hunting, through the phone calls, through the door-to-door visits. So it was great to see the two differences, and to see through Mary how daunting the two differences were, how she couldn't really transition to the new way, and she had to go directly back to the old way of doing things. So there is that. Next favorite moment for me has to be the fact that Rowena got the upper hand over Lucifer. The fact that she was able to put together her spell and manipulate Lucifer into thinking that it's a spell that he wanted her to do, as opposed to a spell that she needed to do in order to banish him temporarily. So I really like that she was able to do that. She was able to keep her composure and strayed long enough for him to not be aware of what she was doing. So I really like that. Another favorite moment, last one, has to be the fact that Castiel and Crowley were teaming up. Great to see the two of them together again. It was definitely interesting to have that dynamic and just to see how they would work, especially after everything that's happened between them. It was definitely an interesting sight to see, and I'm glad we got to see that. With just the two of them for sure, because I know it would have gone differently if Sam and Dean were also present as well. Now, top 3 peach moments for the episode. My only big one was the fact that Mary decided to leave after the end of the hunt. It was disappointing for sure. And what will I remember about this episode when I look back on it? The fact that Mary decided to leave. We only really got one family hunting trip together, not counting Sam's rescue, and that was it. I felt like it really doesn't feel like Mary did enough bonding with Sam and Dean. It feels like she did spend more time reading the journal. Maybe she spent more time reeling over all the changes around her. I just haven't seen enough bonding between her and the boys to really be okay with the fact that she was leaving. So there's that. Random questions though. First one, how would Mary leaving affect the brothers after they just got her back? I know at the very end we got to see Dean hide his devastation from her and Sam trying to reel it in. They definitely weren't happy, but they couldn't really keep her from leaving. It was definitely heartbreaking to see, but I wonder how that is going to trickle into how they deal with everything, or if they're just going to sweep it under the rug or something. I don't know, but I'm not looking forward to that, because seeing them heartbroken is very, very sad for sure. Last question though, did Rowena really send Lucifer to the bottom of an ocean? And how long is that spell going to last? Hopefully it buys him a few weeks, if not a few months, or hopefully a few days. But knowing Lucifer, we really don't know what he's capable of, especially with his new vessel, or what he can actually do in a vessel. But there's that. Also, we don't know how long he can last in his Vince vessel, because as we remember, when he was in his previous original vessel, played by Mark Pellegrino, it took like, what, 19 episodes until we actually got to see his vessel scabbing down and rotting, so we'll have to wait and see. But moving on to predictions though, based off the promo for 1204, it looks like Sam and Dean are going to pretend to be priests as they look into a suspicious religious cult. But according to the synopsis though, it says that Sam and Dean investigate a case that leads them to a devout religious family that lives off the grid. The brothers realize that the parents are hiding a huge secret that could destroy them all. Meanwhile, Dean struggles to accept Mary's latest decision. Now, off of that, the promo pretty much showcases that case specifically. No clue what that secret's going to be, though. But, like I said, Dean struggling to accept Mary's decision to leave. I don't think he's not going to react very well to that. Definitely not. I think it's going to bleed over into how he handles the next case, and that's going to probably risk their lives or something. But a new question though, how long before we get to see Mary again? The fact that we actually see Samantha Smith listed in the synopsis doesn't mean that we're going to actually see her in the next episode. I guess we'll have to wait and see for that. But that's about it. So what did you guys think of the episode? What did you guys like about it? What do you think is going to happen next? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear about it, as well as your own thoughts and theories on what you think is going to come. If you want, check out my Tumblr page. Link for that is down below. I usually reblog promos, web clips, quotes, GIFs, synopses, all of that. So follow me there if you want. My WordPress page is also connected to there, so go check that out as well. And also check out my LiveJournal account. The entry for this episode recap is in the description box down below. That is usually a play-by-play of what happened in the episode, followed with my in-moment thoughts, questions, and reactions as I'm watching the episode for the first time, so you get a more detailed sense of what I was actually thinking. So go check that out as well if you want. And that's about it. So thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys come back next week to see what I have to say about the next episode. But until then, guys, this is Mel wishing you all a great day, great week wherever you are. Hope you had a great Halloween weekend. But until then, bye for now.